So a person in his comment section who is saying they're a CSA victim has just been pretty much banned, blocked, silenced, even though they were speaking out against him and saying that he shouldn't have compared their trauma to cartoons. Anyway, let's begin. So welcome to the channel. Just wanted to go over this. You see the image right here? Now this person is claiming that this is CSEM, CP, as lots of these Twitter users will call it. Now my question is, why did you post it? That's really it. Also, I'm working on a longer video, which is going to be a while, which is why I figured I'd make this quick little one just to get my first thoughts out there, so that people know I'm actually working on this and also to check out my channel and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, this is really going to be it. Just wanted to quickly go why you posting what you think is CSEM. That I feel that's really retarded, but that's just me. And I feel like when it comes to people that are retweeting it with that same idea, oh, they're spreading awareness, even though if this was CSEM, this was actual. I hope that people would not send it out because that just does more harm to victims and it spreads the stuff and you're committing a crime both in a legal sense and a moral sense. Legal sense because you could get arrested for that if it was actually CSEM, and a moral sense because you're like, would you redistribute the stuff if it was your kid? Or or like your sibling or something, would you do that? I'd hope you wouldn't, but I don't know. Some people they're just like that. Anyway, that's gonna be end. Like, subscribe. See you guys next time.
Flimsy, and that arguments that he had made before in the past where he was defending Lolly was something that he doesn't stand by anymore, and we all thought that he was just too ignorant on the topic and that we had got him to shift his viewpoint on it.
I can fix him, says a woman who is worse.
It's pretty ironic how Colin calls someone else ignorant while labeling someone a pedo over fictional content, and even in the beginning of his video he lumps in CSEM, CSA, and lolicon all together in one package.
So before I start this video, I want to say that if you are too uncomfortable with consuming anything related to SA, CP, lolicon, or just overall degenerate behavior, then click off this video. But for
the end.
Comic Legend, someone who's frequently on my streams, is the one who made this video.
No. Wait.
And he also talks more in detail in his video about Arachnid Youth. But I never saw Arachnid necessarily as a friend, but just as someone who I was friendly to because he is a mutual friend of people that I interact with very frequently. And after the extremely degenerate behavior and defensive Lolly started popping back up a little bit ago and started getting worse, we all started pressing Arachnid on the matter. And that's what brought us to cutting him off completely. And it brings us to this video and the videos posted by Comic Legend and SK. And if you would like to be educated on the topic of lolicon, this video from a YouTuber named Ween,
Well, he cites a video from someone called Ween. Now, I might check out the video, but considering Colins and Anti, I can already see 5 to 10 fallacies popping up in it. Anyway, to learn more about lolicon, here's a video from a debate called the I Hypocrite versus IVAD debate. It's a podcast from the Moderate Day debates. It'll be on screen
in the description below, and it dives into pretty much everything you need to know about what it is. As you will notice a pattern. Make me do this. You're fighting so you can watch your YouTube channel die? Think, Arachnid, think!
Is your idiot brain getting fucked by stupid?
As you guys know, I'm a self-admitted degenerate, and I've not shied away from showing that in my content.
Well, we're already opening the video with that, so... Okay.
But due to my own personal issues, that degeneracy had taken front and center to the point where I thought it was a good idea to argue about cartoon porn to these people because, hey, I got the facts. You can't argue with facts given by a literal professional. Yeah, it turns out I was wrong about that. On Twitter, you can actually argue with the facts and somehow win because the facts don't agree with your feelings.
Well, I can agree the random Twitter brain that will use feelings over facts and not be very logical. That's not what this is. Because your arguments and the quote-unquote studies you got from professionals are completely illogical, and we'll get into that later.
The arguments are illogical. Okay, let's break this down and use logical arguments. Fictional characters aren't real. They don't exist. Anything done to them isn't real. They have no awareness, and again, they don't exist. They're objects. If Colin's logic is correct, then he's redistributed material that contains sexual abuse of children. The fact he reposts it, I'll put my tweet on the screen right now. Censored CSEM would be CSEM, meaning the person exposing would have committed both a crime legally and morally. So either it's CSEM and both have distributed it, and download it, or B, the exposer is a moron. So which will it be? Option A or option B?
Hey, moron! Fucking moron!
And it's also pretty bullshit that SK used gay people as a shield and why he shouldn't listen to professionals, because once upon a time they classified being gay as mentally ill. Okay, buddy, if that's going to be your go-to defense, allow me to be the one to tell you that that's a very slimy and underhanded way to downplay people who were victimized for 20 years that classification was put in place. Also, let me be the bearer of bad news. That had nothing to do with our discussion.
No, what SK was actually trying to communicate to your stupid ass was that people have tried to use these studies in the past before for malicious intent, and those studies have been proven wrong nowadays.
The malicious intent then was to villainize a group of people for having a sexual preference, which both through logical reasons and scientific evidence shows to not be harmful. And you're saying now the malicious intent is to show a group of people's preferences is proven to not be harmful. Okay, is this the logic I'm meant to get? Because I could just go reset the clock and show how many antis are found to have harmed children while using moral outrage, and what is just a weird fetish.
The purpose in him bringing that up was using concept for comparison. That wasn't his go-to defense, he was just outlining a concept.
That's the issue. And then you're, oh, study. Here's a study here that's super muddied in the water.
Are you going to ignore what an actual psychologist is saying? They are clearly saying what
Okay. Then we have him saying this next.
Could say that a spoon is a fork. I don't give a shit if they say that. They're still wrong. There's scientists in the past who have tried to say that being gay is mentally ill. Guess what? That's fucking wrong.
This is a false equivalence. Could have said a psychologist could say drinking is a good coping mechanism, and I'd still say they're wrong. This would be a better hypothetical, as doctors have said smoking or drinking in the past is good, and people have used an appeal to authority without using critical thinking and logic to reason. Though, considering Colin posted content he deemed CP, it seems he didn't engage in any critical thinking either. Honestly, this becomes 100 times easier thanks to Colin posting that, thanks to him being a fucking retard. But I digress. Where I'm getting ahead of myself. We're only like 3 minutes in about. Yeah.
Tune on in. Let's begin. This will be fun.
Salt in the wound, Chris fucking Hansen, the pedo slayer himself, has weighed in on this topic with this to say. Please stop sending me links to cartoon porn. I find it distasteful, but it's not relevant to my work. Now, mind you, this man has been doing this for the past, I want to say, better half of almost, I want to say 30 years at this point, and he's been surrounded by a lot of psychologists who give him insight to how these people's brains work. And if he's literally telling you that cartoon porn has nothing to do with his work, what does that tell you? And on top of that, other child protection agencies have gone on record to complain about the false reports they've gotten over cartoon porn and have explicitly asked people to stop sending them.
How stupid are you? Chris Hansen literally calls you a degenerate just politely when he said he finds it distasteful. Why do you think he said that? And I don't even know the context behind why he said don't send it to him. Or
So Arachnid Youth points out Chris Hansen, who has dealt with pedos in the past and dealt with them on a regular basis, is asking people to stop sending him cartoon porn, and even states while he finds it distasteful, while he doesn't like it, the content they've sent him has nothing to do with his work in exposing predators. You yourself even go, you don't even know the context of this. Also, the fact child protection agencies, which you'd assume receive reports from multiple states and even countries, some of which where lolicon is labeled under obscenity laws, and other places like Canada where it is actually illegal material, even then these agencies are telling people to stop reporting this. Makes you think, doesn't it?
you're still a fucking weird human being for defending and even downloading these kinds of images,
Meanwhile,
I have a question. Yes. Are you fucking high?
which League Entertainment already proved you did, and you have admitted to yourself in the calls provided in that video. Now, I want to play a clip from this video that I mentioned earlier that I said you all should watch, where he explains why the legality aspect of this is a slippery slope.
I did some more research, and in fact, this is a legal gray area because under federal law in section 1466A, title 18, lolly is classified as child porn as it explicitly states that cartoons are included in that category. However, it is very easy to dodge prosecution because of the segment where it specifies that if it possesses artistic value, it's fine.
We use the stones to destroy the stones.
What is the definition of a pedophile?
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
A person who is sexually attracted to children. What is the definition of CP? Any visual depiction of a minor, a person who has not reached the age of consent, engaging in sexual explicit activity.
Okay, so I watched the entire video a while ago, right? And this bit right here, this bit comes a bit later, but it pissed me off. He literally reads it. He reads it so many times, and he just ignore it. It says depiction. You know what? Does he know what fucking depiction means? Look. It's been days, right, and that still pisses me off. Anyway, I just had to add this into the video. Anyway, let's continue.
No matter if it does or not, this is a very easy argument for a lawyer to make because artistic value is so subjective.
Yes. Are you fucking high?
Even though we all know that the sole existence of lolly is fat material for these degenerates. It is classified as child porn if you follow the law and take into consideration common sense. But
oh, is that right? Well, I sure hope somebody picks up that phone, because I f***ing called it!
Depiction of a minor, a person who has not reached the age of consent, engaging in sexual explicit activity.
It didn't work. It did not work.
The loophole is there, so lolicons like to say that it is legal.
Can't reason with crazy.
And while I'm here, I think it's also a good time to debunk a lot of speculation surrounding this whole drama, if you can even call it that. We've already gone over the fact that this argument was in fact about cartoon porn, not CP.
No, it is CP, but...
You're a fucking idiot. This needs to stop. Now.
Lies and narratives have stemmed from the very inflammatory language in order to make the situation look worse than what it actually was. For example, claims that I use CP to entice my audience. Yeah, that's obviously bullshit, because if that were the case, my channel would be gone.
No, as Liam went over in the video, you did use it. How stupid are you? Now, granted, this was softcore, still weird.
I bet you this guy uses terms like pedo-lite or diet pedo or something like that, because who in their right mind goes and sees what they consider to be child explicit material and goes, oh, it's fine, it's softcore, that's not a problem? Who says that? Who categorizes that? Who categorizes what they consider to be child explicit material of a child as softcore? What the fuck? Okay. Am I going insane? I thought aunties were meant to be aunties, but they're just fucking retarded. How do you even say this? I don't even... This is just repeating itself. I'm gonna go like a crazy person. I'm gonna have to skip a chunk of this because it's just repeating itself over and over and over again. For fuck's sake.
But I don't know why you're phrasing this as if it's a lie when you yourself even admitted it, and when we caught you on it and brought it to your attention, this is what happened.
You wouldn't like my body. It's all circuity and metallic.
Oh, good. We haven't been getting our recommended daily allowance of iron.
No! Please!
I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I already know exactly what that is. It's an intro to the ad, man. For video review. I'm proposing Angel. For fuck's sake. When will these people shut the fuck up? My god!
Well, I'm sorry, in the first place.
Because I couldn't think of anything interesting to do for the intro, and that's the only thing I can do.
So you show art that is from a minor?
Yeah, that's not good enough. Like, I feel like I can understand it.
When I said that to you, you were quiet and you had no argument and you kept fumbling over your words, and your only argument as to why you did that was literally, oh, that was the only thing I could think of at the time, yeah, that's,
Take it easy, it's just a drawing.
Another claim that's been floating around is that I had an NSFW section in my Discord server where minors could easily access it. This is also a lie. While there was an NSFW section, it was completely locked to where only a handful of members that I knew for a fact were adults had access to. And even then, it was removed because I didn't want that close to the actual community server. And also, claims of apparent CP being shared there are also bullshit. And the worst lie of all that pissed me off the most is the disgusting insinuation that I was somehow sharing CP with my girlfriend. All of these statements are obviously lies, because if they were true, you'd think they'd have actual proof of that, right?
So the only thing Colin and his friend prove is that the server exists, which is already confirmed by Arachnid Youth. So yeah, and the only way you really believe them is if you take their word, which I just don't take their word for it all, especially when they believe that cartoon characters are children.
Yeah, I thought so.
Again, the only person here that is lying is you, because Comic Legend / Liam never said those things. This is what he actually said.
One day before we broke ties with Arachnid Youth, JP showed me that he had an NSFW chat in his public server where kids were allowed to join.
Whoa. Who said kids were allowed to join? Now, from the screen that you showed me, I don't really see any evidence of that at all. That's a very heavy accusation.
All this time, and only after JP and a few others convinced him, he finally made a separate private server to share porn with his girlfriend and close internet friends. Why the fuck are you doing that? Why did you have an NSFW chat in your Discord server where you have children there?
That was the motivation of me fucking removing it in the first place. Making a whole separate server.
It shouldn't have been there in the first place. you
shouldn't need another server for it. You shouldn't need another server for it. It just shouldn't exist.
Yeah, yeah, what a fucking loser.
Of course, any normal person wouldn't care and move on, but to Twitter, everything is pedophilia, and if you disagree, you're a pedophile.
No, actually, I think any normal person just wouldn't engage with this type of behavior to begin with.
This made me want to check out his server to see if it was as disgusting as I suspected, and I found out it was worse. He had pedophiles who share art of underage characters in a public art chat section of the server.
Citation needed. Citation fucking needed.
Mainly of 14-year-olds, and worst of all, these people are people that Arachnid Youth is known to be friends with and was cool with.
Okay, if these people are pedos, expose them. Tell us who they are, right? I assume that they're on this Discord server. Tell us. Show us. Who are they? If they're distributing stuff that is of kids, tell us. Unless you're doing some sort of legal thing. Other than that, why are you going to tell us? Show us. Who are these pedos? Why aren't you showing us? Give us this information. Come on. No? Are they pedos? You're not going to give us information? Well, then shut the fuck up.
In the Federal Criminal Code of the US, CP is partly defined as any photograph, film, video, picture, or computer-generated images that depicts actual or simulated sexually explicit activity by a minor, where, in the latter case, the simulation is indistinguishable from actual sexually explicit activity. CP also includes visual depictions that are created or modified so as to appear to depict actual sexually explicit activity by an identifiable minor, i.e. by a recognizable individual who was a minor when the visual depiction was created or modified, or whose image as a minor was used in the creation of the modification of the visual depiction. The age of consent, the age at which most people become legally capable of consenting to sexual relations, varies widely between countries, though in most countries, including the US, it is set between 16 and 18 years old. Sexually explicit activities are understood to include sexual intercourse, sodomy, fellatio, masturbation, sadomasochistic abuse, bestiality, and sexually alluring displays of genitals or the pubic area, because CP generally involves egregious acts of criminal sexual abuse and exploitation of children, which are profoundly harmful to the child victims. The production, distribution, and possession of CP are prohibited by law in most countries and are often harshly punished. In the United States, CP and activities related to it, including production, distribution, possession, and promotion, are prohibited by federal law and by the legal codes of all 50 states.
Number one, it's not illegal. SK knows this and has backed off of this point. Hence why you hear in the call we don't bring up legality, because he got cooked last time he did.
Guess what, champ? We've already went over multiple times why it is illegal and how it is illegal. Stop using legal loopholes to justify your degenerate behavior.
I don't think... on Twitter, and even censored versions on YouTube. So if it's CP like you claim it is, why is it up?
Yes, there is cartoon corn on Twitter, and yes, censored on YouTube. You ask why it's up, and that's because, 1, cartoon corn doesn't always mean it's lolly, just like regular corn doesn't always mean it's CP. 2, if things are censored, meaning work safe for people to make videos on the topic, to either educate or expose someone, then that's why it's still up. It's work safe.
Censored CSEM would be CSEM, meaning the person exposing would have committed both a crime legally and morally. A. So either it's CSEM and both have distributed it and downloaded it, or B. The exposer is a moron. So which will it be? Option A.
It also includes visual depictions that are created or modified so as to appear to depict an actually sexually explicit activity by an identifiable minor. And the fact that you continue to be obtuse about this, again, is very telling of you as a person.
But I have a theory. People talk loud when they want to act smart, right? Correct!
made up.
Already gone over how it's illegal still, and I'll leave a link to this in the description, even though again, it's already been gone over in the video. But there are very easy ways to distinguish when something being animated, drawn, or computer generated is depicting a minor, especially when the character in question might already have their age known by the viewers of the piece of media.
I think there's something very telling about antis, where they'll think of these cartoon characters as people, as depictions of minors and stuff, yet still post it, even censored, or sometimes not censored, and not understand why it is morally wrong to post a child, even censored online, when they're being taken, like if this was an actual child, they're being sexually taken advantage of. There's a reason why you wouldn't post it. There's a reason why we don't see people posting censored images of a CSM video that they found. You report that shit. That's what you do. Even with like antis, you'd think that they would actually understand this. I don't get how antis can be this dumb. You'd think they'd have some self-awareness to be able to go, okay, this may be something I would do, but I understand that societally that's not morally right, so I shouldn't do it. But no, it's like they skip a step. I'm pretty sure people that lack empathy have a better understanding of how like a normal person would react. And I say normal person in like how a regular person would think to do these things. But no, it's just like, what the fuck? Honestly, I've been at this for a while. I'm tired. I'm gonna leave this bit in. Fuck Colin. Fuck this. This is a pain. This has gotten so... I wanted to have some fun with this, but this is just annoying. He literally reads the law and he ignores it. Oh my Christ. I'm just... I can't. Christ almighty. Anyway, there's gonna be one more bit, so yeah.
But let's hold up for a second. If your psychologist is telling you you're not attracted to kids, then that statement that he told you had to arrive from a conversation of you talking about that you yourself are attracted to animated CP. And if this brainlet of a psychologist told you you're not attracted to kids, even though you have an attraction to things that are depicting a child in a sexual manner, then does that mean that you had thoughts of being attracted to kids based on this whole Wally situation? And if you can now sleep a little better because this therapist told you that, well, you didn't really think that one through, did you, champ?
Per bag. You're the problem. You're the one everyone hates, and you're the one acting like a child. You need to start behaving like an adult, or sit down and shut the fuck up.
Or he could have gone to a psychologist. He could have gone, look, I like these characters, right? Some of the underage, some of the older. What do you think? Am I a nonce? He could have gone to a psychologist, could have been direct and asked those questions. The psychologist would have gone, well, these are cartoon characters. There's been studies. There's no link to it. When you're watching this content, are you projecting children onto them, or do you just like the characters for those characteristics and their designs? There'll be a whole process there, and that would be the way to answer those questions. This is just me this is me thinking about this, you know? I don't think Colin has ever had like a mental thing where you've been told by people you're something that you're not, or you've had to deal with stuff just happening where you start having dark thoughts even though you know you're not like, has he never dealt with that shit? Like, there are people that deal with like intrusive thoughts, you know? Have you ever dealt with that? Like, this guy's talking out of his fucking ass. I'm getting so tired. I'm so tired. I'm too tired. All right, last bit, then I'm done. I'm leaving this in because I want you guys to hear how this went from me just having fun to actually being pissed off by this. This is annoying. The further I get into this, the more pissed off I think I'm gonna get. So yeah, probably the last time you're gonna be hearing my voice. Anyway, let's get into this. Christ almighty. Oh my god, Colin. Oh, he's reminding me of all the he's reminding me of people.
I've looked at parts of the folder that Arachnid's friends sent to SK and Liam, and a lot of the things sent are from Japanese studies, which I already outlined as a problem earlier, and there are also other studies mixed in with this. And a good amount of these are long as shit, and I am not reading them. But you want to know why I'm not reading them? Because I do not need to. It's common sense.
You're a fucking idiot. This needs to stop. Now.
How you deal with these people is you make fun of them. Simple as that. Don't argue, don't name call, don't rise to the challenge. Just laugh at them. Make a joke at their expense. We humans are social creatures. We do our best not to be embarrassed where and when we can. We don't get embarrassed when somebody is arguing with us. We argue back. We don't get embarrassed when somebody punches us. We punch them back. We do, however, get embarrassed when we're the butt of a joke and people are laughing at us. It gets us looking inwards rather than lashing outwards. It's a very different type of sting going from people are mad at me for being offended to people are laughing at me for being
Wait a second. This is you. The deep down inside you. That's the best joke I ever heard.
So, welcome to the channel. I figured I'd do this last Colin video. Hopefully we last one. Dear God. I mean, these have been doing pretty well, but, you know, there's only so much I can say about a guy without repeating myself like, well, he does. Anyway, I've got a few of his tweets ago, which I'll be reading them. Though before I get into that, look at my new Twitter. Go follow if you want. It will be linked in the description below. And that's really about it. Anyway, let's get into the rest of this video.
Okay, so let's break down this comedian note, laughing my ass off. 1. A psychologist's opinion study that apparently says people who are attracted to things depicting children are pedos, which contradicts the definition and literally gets information wrong about where lolly originated.
Ironic.
A piece of artistic freedom and expression which is irrelevant to the point of someone being a pedophile for jacking off to it, and is also the reason why people get away with it. 3. And a law page that literally classifies it as CP. Fucking degenerate morons.
It also includes visual depictions that are created or modified so as to appear to depict an actually sexually explicit activity by an identifiable minor. And the fact that you continue to be obtuse about this, again, is very telling of you as a person.
You're a fucking idiot. This needs to stop.
By the way, if you all made it this far, thank you for watching the video. I have a few plans. For the first plan, I'm going to make Colin videos into one long video. Then I'm going to do the same with all of Mythical videos that I've made. Well, all the ones that are relevant and actually decent, and just compile them into one giant video. And that's really going to be it. After that, I'm going to take a break. And yeah, just crank out some shorts in the meantime. So yeah, like, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Also, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I already know exactly what that is. It's an interesting video idea for a video review. I'm proposing Angel. For fuck's sake. When will these videos shut the fuck up? My god!
Well, I'm asking in the first place.
Because I couldn't think of anything interesting to do for the intro, and that's still the thing.
So you show art that is from a minor?
Yeah.
Just lie? You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?